MSNBC, more news now. Michael Vick back in the news, but this time it has nothing to do with his push to get back into football after serving time for dogfighting. This week he got a conditional reinstatement from the NFL, but now the disgraced quarterback is topping a new poll of the most disliked athletes. So who else tops the list? The number 2 and number 3 slots going to 2 baseball players, Manny Ramirez and A-Rod Alex Rodriguez. Let's bring in Carl Jeffers, political analyst and contributor with the Huffington Post, to talk about the Michael Vick aspect of things. With another good morning to you from yesterday, we'll carry that over. You know, Carl, Michael Vick was a generally well-liked player before this whole dogfighting scandal and conviction. Does it surprise you that he was ranked number 1? I mean, on the field, this guy rocks.
Well, and good morning to you, Alex. You're looking lovely this morning after seeing you yesterday, so I'm delighted to join you again today.
Thank you.
You know, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me about Michael Vick being number 1 because, remember, for the last 2 years, no sports figure in America has been more reviled consistently in the media than Michael Vick. And so naturally, the American people have responded to that by treating him and responding to him in a negative fashion. He has been excoriated in every media form in America day in and day out, with virtually no one balancing that with anything positive. So that doesn't surprise me. But let's keep in perspective this ranking, Alex. He was number 1, the most hated. Manny Ramirez was number 2, and he's got his own section out in left field in Dodger Stadium. And
I know, right?
Kobe Bryant was number 5 on that list. He just got a ticker tape parade celebrating his victory. I think that the reality is the American people, with their sports heroes that go astray, their attitude is, you know what? We hate you for all of the bad things that you've done. But we note here that you're averaging 28 points a game, so let us be the first to welcome you to our fair city.
I know, right? The big fans in L.A. for both Kobe Bryant and Manny Ramirez there, Dodgers and Knicks. Now, not Knicks, I'm sorry, Lakers. I have a Knicks thing, I'm in New York. Anyway.
That's right. Okay, so long wave off between the Knicks.
I know, right? So, yeah, that's true. Michael Vick had this to say after being reinstated this week. As you can imagine, the last 2 years have given me time to reevaluate my life, mature as an individual, and fully understand the terrible mistakes I've made in the past and what type of life I must lead moving forward. You know, people talk about suggesting things like working, volunteering at an animal shelter. Is that the kind of thing he's got to do to rehabilitate his image?
Well, let me be clear here, Alex, and let's play a little hardball, because you know I like to hit the issues hard. The reality is, whatever Michael Vick did, our society has required him to do certain things to demonstrate his contrition and to essentially express his remorse, and that is in terms of the penalty that was assessed. Michael Vick has completely and fully complied with the requirements of his sentence, and just like the rest of us in all of America in all of these different areas, whether it be Wall Street executives who continue to give monies to bonuses, even when it's taxpayer bailouts, whether it is baseball steroid players who in fact continue to get accolades from the fans, even when they've been proven to do steroids. If you have paid your time by doing the time, then it's time to move on.
Correct, but for some, it's going to haunt them forever. I wanted to read you something that the Sports Illustrated writer Frank DeFord wrote recently, and it says, Vick is a role model. He is a role model for having it all and throwing it all away through stupidity, arrogance, and sheer evil. If he gets to step on the field, he will remind us of how young athletes can so easily fall from grace. He will remind us of shame and hubris. He will remind us of cruelty to animals. He will pay his debt to society by helping us remember what we should not forget. You know, there's an element of society that's going to say that holds.
You know what, Alex? I don't buy that for 1 second, because if we allow people who kill human beings in drunk driving accidents, and then after a year or 2, they can go back on the field, and if we allow the rest of us in the regular society to engage in repeatedly offenses that, in fact, threaten human life, not a dog's life, and I'm not disparaging dogs, but let's keep separate here animals from human beings. If we can forgive those who take the life, either unintentionally or recklessly, of other human beings, then we can certainly move forward with Michael Vick in this situation based on what's happened here. And I must tell you that Roger Goodell, I believe, makes a mistake if he goes beyond the punishment that's already been meted out to enact even further penance for Michael Vick beyond that, and that's a real problem for
him. Well,
me.
at least at this point, he's got to sit out about 6 weeks of the season, can't get back till October, and we got to see who's going to take him back too. But all that TBA. Carl Jeffers, good to see you. Thanks so much.
You bet, Alex.